I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Father Time Network. On this platform, I talk about the importance of being a father as I fight for custody of my child. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for tuning into my story. Um, for those that don't know, I've already won custody of my child. But in a child custody case, once a decision is made, the other parent has the opportunity to appeal that decision, and then things go to a higher court. That's where I'm at this point. I've already had trial in a higher court. I'm just waiting on the judge's decision. Um, the reason the judge did not make a decision on the spot is because there was so much evidence presented from me and the mother of my child. The judge needed some time to go through all the evidence so he can make the best decision for the child. So I contacted the court a few days ago, and the judge has made a decision. They're going to mail it to my house. So that decision should be in my mailbox any day now. For those that's fighting for custody of their child, understand that this process took me almost a year. From me filing for custody, going to the first trial, then the mother of my child appealing it, then we had to have another trial. Now, the mother of my child was fighting another case, so the first judge pushed our custody trial back to wait for the decision. That did extend the time. So if the mother of your child or the father of your child isn't fighting the case, it could be a little bit shorter. But that's just my experience. So with this new decision, if the judge decides to go with mom, my daughter would have to go back to live with her mother, and whatever guidelines has been set, I would have to follow those, whether it's weekend visits, whether it's holidays, whether it's birthdays. That's what I would have to go by. If the judge decides not to change anything, which I hope he doesn't change anything, my daughter will continue to stay with me, and I will be the primary parent, and I will make all the decisions. Now, I'm not going to leave the mother of my child out of decisions. I will discuss things with her, but some of the things and some of the ways that this woman handled our parenting, I'm not gonna do the same thing. So I honestly think, based on that, it would be in the best interest for my daughter to basically continue to stay with me. She's already in school. She's already had a report card, which she's doing well in school. She's made friends. She's settling in. So for her to have to kind of like switch schools and start school all over again, I just don't think at this point that would make sense. So I'm hoping that the judge sides with me. Like I said, I should be receiving this decision any day now. And I'll reveal that with you guys, for those that's been rooting for me, hearing my story, and, expressing to me that I'm a good father. I really appreciate y'all for doing that, because that's what I am. I'm glad that some people can tell by my story and the things that I'm expressing that I am a good father and I want nothing but the best for my child. And I'm not saying that my child's mother doesn't want the best for her, but it just seems like mom is going through some things right now, and our child needs to come stay with me while, mom gets over those things. So I just wanted to give an update um, to you guys on how long this situation is going to take, this decision, the process I went through, how long the process took me. And for those that are possibly going through the same thing, um, when you're fighting for child custody of your kid, It's a very long process. It's not easy. Um, this type of process is really mind wrecking. At least for me, it was. Every day stressing, about the relationship I'm going to have with my child, how her mother is going to handle the situation if she was to win custody. Me having to jump through hula hoops damn near to see my child. It's just a very stressful situation. And as a father, a great father, I don't wish this on anyone. But if your child is in a situation where it's not safe, they're unhappy, their mental state is at risk, by all means, file for custody. Now, what I can tell people that may want to file for custody of their kids, the courts will give you the opportunity to come up with an arrangement between you and the other parent. So they will let you guys go into a room, sit down, try to come up with a decision. I tried to do that with the mother of my child, but each time we got in front of the judge, I guess she got cold feet on the decision that we made together, and she would tell the judge, no, there's no decision, because I guess she thought that she would win in court. So for those that's going through this again, you can sit down with the mother, the father of your child, and come up with an arrangement and present that arrangement to the judge. And a lot of times, if it's in the best, a lot of times, if it's in the child's best interest, the judge will allow that agreement to stand, and you guys can basically do your thing. Me personally, I just wanted custody of my child. I wasn't filing for child support. I didn't want no money from the mother of my child, anything like that. I just felt as though that my child was in a environment where, she wasn't happy. So as me being the father, I had to step in and make sure that my child was as happy as, she can be. And that's what I did. I'm glad that the judge decided to side with me, and my daughter's with me currently, and she's doing wonderful. She's happy. She's just doing great. Her mother got into a real bad car accident recently, and broke her arm, and some other injuries, and I don't wish any harm on the mother of my child, but I'm just grateful that my child is with me and was not involved in that car accident, because it's a 50-50 chance that if my daughter was living with her mother, she may have been in that vehicle and been involved in that car accident. So I'm just grateful um, that my daughter is with me. And as me being a great father, it's a great feeling to come home every day to your children and not miss a beat. I drive my daughter to school, drop her off in front of the building. I'm in communication with her teachers, monitoring her grades and, her tests and her homework and things like that. I just recently took her to a school football game. So I'm an active parent, and it feels wonderful. And I'm active in a way where my child is happy. I'm not pushing my kid off to the side for me to go to the club and get drunk. I'm not constantly dropping my kid off here, there, everywhere. No, I'm an active parent. You know what I mean? And that's something that I really want for myself and for my kids. I want to be there. Because growing up, where I'm from, not many of my friends had the father in the household. You know what I'm saying? It's only a select few. That's probably like 5% of the friends that I grew up with that had a father in the household. So growing up like that, you know how it feels not to have a father in the household, somebody to teach you to go fishing and, take you to sporting events, and just to have that male figure in the household. And not everybody turns out great because of that. Some people don't have a father in their household and they turn out to be, great adults, businessmen, businesswomen, and, living their life on a real high scale financially. But then you have other people that fall victim to not having that father role in the household, and they wind up in and out of jail. Some even lose their life to the streets because they didn't have a father and they don't have direction in life. I know grown men right now are still dealing with the fact that they didn't have a father in their life, and it still brings a sense of pain to them, knowing that, like, damn, you know what I mean? Where's my dad at? How did I get here, you know, through my mother and my father, or let's say through a man and a woman, being together, but I only know one person. Where's that other person that I would like to meet that person? And some of my friends, man, they don't even care about having a relationship with their father. They just want to meet him. Like, yo, I just want to meet, what I'm saying, this guy, and have a conversation or even shake hands to see this person face to face, to know, like, okay, I do have a dad out here. So being a father, man, is a real strong role in a child's life. And I just pray and hope that the role that I'm playing, my presence, allows my children to be that much stronger. All the things that I've learned in life, I hope that I can teach it to them and they grasp all that, they take it all in and be able to apply it to their life to better their life. You know, I'm currently at work right now. I'm in my warehouse, and I'm putting in that work. I grind hard, I work hard because I want my kids to have a better opportunity than I did. And I had a wonderful opportunity. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to the women that raised me. Y'all did an excellent job. I couldn't ask for better women to be raised by. But I just want my daughter and my kids to have a better start in life than I did. And that's what I work hard every day for to accomplish. So, again, I just really wanted to give y'all a brief update. As soon as I get the information in the mail, the decision from the judge, I will be making a blog about that. And I'll let everybody know, good or bad. So I hope y'all keep me in y'all prayers because I really want my kid to remain with me. At the moment, I just feel as though she's happy and with me is where she needs to be. Um, if the judge decides to go with mom, I'm still going to do my best to figure out a way to make things work and make my child the happiest that she can be. Because that's not going to stop me from coming around. That's not going to stop me from being there. Yeah, some things may change and I may be a little frustrated because, sometimes when the mother has custody of the child, they put the father through a lot. Um, and a lot of it I be feeling like is unnecessary. Some of the things that these women put men through just to be a father to their child. If a man decides not to be in a relationship with a woman, that should not come in between the relationship of that man and his children or his child. And a lot of these women, they make it that because you don't want to be with me, I'm not gonna let you see your kid. And it's just like it's crazy. And that's one of the topics that I'm going to continue to talk about on this channel. That's what this channel is all about, is about being a father. And I want to make being a father cool again. I want the role of a father to be respected again because it's a very respectful role. It's a role that's needed in the household. If you look at today's society, man, a lot of these young men, these young women are just reckless. Especially in my city where I come from, there's a lot of killing, And it's all done by young people, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, some even 13, and they just killing each other, stealing cars, and it's just out of control. And I believe a lot of that is because a lot of their fathers may be in jail, may not be in the household, or may be deceased. So that role of a father, of a male figure, is absent in the household. Therefore, once a boy becomes a young man, it's kind of hard for mom to control that child. Not saying that they can't, but it's a little bit difficult. This is a man that you're, trying to discipline. And, once a young man has it in his mind that he's going to do whatever he wants to do, it's kind of hard for a woman to control that. You need a male figure. You need a man to tame that. And unfortunately, man, a lot of males are absent in the household, and we see the results of that. It's not good. A lot of these kids, again, man, it's just ridiculous how many teenagers lose their life every year in the city that I'm from and other cities. It's just ridiculous. So I believe that male, that father figure role is needed. And I think that women need to praise that role a lot more. Now, on this channel, in no way, shape, or form are we here to bash women, because we all came from a woman. So without that womanly, that motherly role, none of us would be here. So we're never going to not praise the women, because you are needed for us to be here. But a father role, a male role is needed equally. Those roles go together. It takes those two roles to run a household. It takes those two roles to develop a child. Most children that have mother and dad in their life, they turn out great. Not saying all, because like I said, some of my friends that I grew up with had mom and dad in the house, and they didn't turn out well. But statistics has shown um, children that have the mother and the father in the household tend to do a lot better. And I don't know how true it is, but they also say children that just have the father in their life do equally as well. So again, I'm not here to tear down the mother role, because like I said, that's needed. But the father role in a child's life is needed. We need that role. Men, we have to step up and bring fatherhood back to the forefront and make it cool again. I see a lot of guys, man, idolizing being a gangster and running the streets, and dealing with different type of women, every night, a new chick every night, from country to country, state to state, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you choose to do, touche, live your life. But don't forget about your kids. Don't forget about the little ones that look up to you and smile when you come in the room. You see it all the time on social media. Fathers come home from doing, 5, 15, 30 years in prison. And as soon as the child sees the father, they just break down and start crying, because they miss that role. They miss that presence in their life. So again, on this platform, we're going to talk about the importance of being a father. We're going to highlight that. And I want to start something to where fathers can come together and share their experiences. That way it can help other fathers be better. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's the Father Time Network. We're going to make being a father cool again.